Jim Sprung, linesman Sal Morley, line judge Tom Fenton, back judge Steve Lunwood, and timer Al Sayre. And now, the starting lineup for your Fonda-Fultonville. Starting at wide receiver, a junior, number 15, Jeff Whoopty. Starting at quarterback, a junior, number 16, Mike Mancini. At running back, a senior, number 17, Eric Pooler. At running back, a senior, number 24, Greg Newkirk. Starting at wide receiver, a senior, number 29, Kyle Collins. At right tackle, a senior, number 56, Nick Bennett. At left tackle, a senior, number 58, Captain Jason Kruger. At right guard, a senior, number 59, Keith Banta. At center, a junior, number 62, Mike Doherty. At left guard, a senior, number 79, Captain Aaron Kimball. And at tight end, a junior, number 88, Dan Lyett. The Braves are coached by Alex Mancini. Gentlemen, come together, shake hands, and release yourself. Alright, gentlemen, we've had a good team game tonight. Very good. You guys are good. You fought, and then head, and that's right. Here's the call. Move ahead. 6-15. It's on the goal of the third or second half. You guys see his team. Look out. You guys just kind of all three to the back that way. Voorheesville has won this loss and has elected to receive. So let's shake hands and go get the game. Would you please, Ryan?
In hockey that they've lost. All right, Ryan Hayes, one of the best kickers in Section 2, will start this game. Two defense for the Blackbirds. Brendan Schlappy, a sophomore, and Pat Miller, a junior. Bouncing kick. Schlappy misses it. Has to pick it up at the 8-yard line. Now in trouble and squirms and twists to the 15 before he's put down. Ryan Hayes usually bull nicknames around.
The Blackbirds.
The Blackbirds. A great girls basketball program in the last few years. They'll line up in a power I set. One receiver wide right. Junior Mark Murray is the quarterback. He'll throw on first down with the left hand, and he has a man in the left flat and a first down to Colin Alien. We told you about him. He is a star in one first down. They can move the ball. They have some offensive talent. Second first down and 10. Murray on the draw play, and a loss of yardage for Tim Hauser. He lost 2. He ran right into the league. Oh, good guys can move on them. Well, the Braves are going to try and build their defensive confidence as the year goes on. Pitched a shutout last week. Second and 12. Murray makes the handoff, and Barry before he even set up the throw. Nick Bennett and Jason Kruger were there for the sack.
Unless they get something on this play, the Braves are going to have excellent field position.
Let's send one receiver each side, back to the eye. Murray, a quick toss across the field to Pat Miller, 20 and down to 24. Not even close to a first down. Kyle Collins in the first quarter. One man back, Kyle Collins. We know he can take it to the house. He did it last week against Canjahary. Adalian is the punter. Third place kicker and punter. Good snap. Line drive wobbler. away from Collins and out of bounds just into Fonda-Fultonville territory at the 49, where the Braves will start. The quarterback, but sometimes they have to cross it out with Fonda because the first pass may not be thrown by the quarterback. Mancini under center, backs are split, one receiver right, two tight ends on this first down play. And they hand off to Eric Pooler. He gets 4 yards over the left guard. Eric Pooler is worth an extra mention. Last week when nobody else was close, it was the last thing written that he gained 130 yards on 17 carries against a team that good. Pooler deserves a little more credit. And I just gave it to him. 2nd and 6 at the Voorheesville 47. Mancini back to punt. Has time, looking left side. Throws and over the head of Jeff Wiltie, who was covered.
And he was well covered. In high school football, obviously, there's no such thing as an uncatchable pass.
One receiver wide left, one in the slot left, backs in the eye, and coming in motion is Newkirk. Mancini running right pitches, Chris Dingman on the sweep. Hasbro, first down and more, out of bounds at the 35. Mancini ran the option very nicely. No score, 9 minutes to play first quarter. Braves driving. 35 yards away from the goal. Pro set offense, backs in the eye. Long count by Mancini. On the delay, Pooler. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage by a hooked up Tom Coca. That time they took them. 2nd and 10. Mike Doherty over the ball at center. 2 receivers right, 1 left, no tight end. High formation. 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers right up there for the Blackbirds. Mancini quick pass, left side, too high for Collins, and then he was drilled by the last day of September.
Beautiful day, beautiful setting.
Oh, yeah. John Bossar Field, always great to look at. 2 receivers left, 1 right, I formation, 3rd and 10. Mancini straight drop, wants to throw. Sets, left side. They almost intercepted. Cutting in front of Collins was Brendan Schlappen. They made some substitutions, but that was to get different offensive talent on the field.
Yeah, they're inside the 40 to the 35-yard line, so it's not a big gamble.
Mancini in the shotgun, takes the snap, set. Left side, Collins open, diving, can't hold on. Voorheesville's ball.
And even if you get caught, now they're getting a little bit of confidence. Their ball, first down on their own 35.
Certainly better field position than the first one. Murray wants to throw. Hit as he throws. Intercepted! Down the right side. Rob Crewell, and he takes it to the Voorheesville 30. First one down. Crewell have a short field. 1st and 10 at the Voorheesville 30 with 8:05 to play in the first quarter and no score. With the receivers, 1 each side, a slot man right. Draw play, Pooler sifts through the line, gets close to the 25 before he's tackled by several Blackbirds,
including closer to a D than they are a double C.
2nd and 5. Backs are split, 2 tight ends. The handoff to Dingman. And he's in the second. That's Newkirk, excuse me. He has a first down at the 18. First carry for no gain. 7-11, Penny's first time left in the first quarter. Penny, the newest addition to my house, a 9-month-old. Don Lyas in motion right to left. 1 receiver each side. Mancini over the middle to Wiltie. Nice play. Catches it at the 5. Beautifully executed slant pass, and Jamie Fish saved the touchdown with a tackle to play that sweetly. Braves looking to get on the board first, as the stats say they would with this matchup. The give to Dingman, and he plows through the middle.
Touchdown, I believe.
Close.
Very close. We're going to put him down on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, the Braves players, and Mancini, he's still signaling touchdown, Mike Mancini, but the refs say no.
They're shorted.
So 2nd and goal at the 1-inch line. Wishbone set. And it's Dingman for the goal. Touchdown, Fonda-Fultonville. With 5:57 to play first quarter, Braves strike first, 6-0. And for Chris Dingman, that is his 4th touchdown of the season. Brian Hayes has been perfect in extra point kicks this year. And he pops it up in the air, a floater, and good. With the score, Fonda-Fultonville 7, Voorheesville nothing. We'll be right back.
And other fittings you need. Ed's also stocks stainless steel insulated chimney and fittings by Selkirk.
There's 5:57 to go in the first quarter, and Voorheesville needs to come back quickly. They can't allow another touchdown in the first quarter.
The kickoff is out of bounds. Hayes does have the leg to go to the end zone, but I think they've been having him kick directionally.
I believe. Now they have 3 options.
There are good kickers. He's one of them. Voorheesville, in their first 4 games, faced kickers who went 1 for 7 against them. Now they're going to see a guy who knows how to do it.
You know, all the good teams in the section, Alex, have good kickers.
Oh, sure.
And I think the kicking game is
that often that you see a real good kicker in Section 2. The teams that have them, they get a great advantage. Voorheesville elects to take the ball at the 35. First down, the handoff to Hauser, and he loses the yard. Several Braves there. Nick Bennett to the other side of the field to meet their purple-clad counterparts. Why the team named the Blackbirds after cheerleaders wear purple?
That's odd. I noticed that.
2nd and 11. Handoff Hauser off tackle left, struggling, and just barely got a yard or 2 on his own string. As again, the Braves were sifting through the line and making trouble. Short at linebacker, so Alex Mancini dipping into the JV team and finding a talent. 3rd and 10. Hauser on the draw, and he's buried by Josh Wittermeyer after about 3 yards, and the Blackbirds left to give it up.
Yard line, so I would say the Braves should end up with the ball around midfield.
Kyle Collins' talent, he could end up in the end zone.
Be in the end zone, sure.
He's the one-man back. Alien takes the snap to punt. A high, deep one. Collins at the 26 and is roughed up and thrown down by the first man there.
Great coverage by Voorheesville, and it was an excellent punt.
Pat Miller. All right, Collins wide left. 2 backs, split, and a receiver right is Wilson. Mancini sets the line, gives to Eric Cooler, and he gains 3 yards after a test of strength with Mark Rudd, Jr. tried
with their receivers.
Braves never seem to have a Larry Starks to second. They always seem to have 3 or 4 good ones. Mancini back to pass. Takes it. Throwing the bomb. And he's got Collins. Great lunging catch. Race to the goal. Touchdown, Braves. Kyle Collins with a thing of beauty.
That was a hitch and go. Mike Mancini fakes. Collins stopped, went upfield, and was wide open. Nearly caught on the 15-yard line. Broke the tackle. They scored a touchdown. Excellent call by the
came down. He made a lunging grab, kept his balance, outraced Jamie Fish, and broke his last tackle attempt, and scored it. Hayes for the extra point, he bombs it through. With the score, Fonda-Fultonville 14. 14-0 still in the first quarter.
Problems mushroom. Schools do their best to give students the education they need.
He may already be one of the best players in Section 2.
All the years I've watched football, I'm sure you have too, is how many times you've seen a team with a good passing attack not be a very good football team.
Fonda-Fultonville has had a good passing attack since about the day they formed the program.
Yeah, for years and years, they've been a passing team.
Hayes blasts the kick and rolls into the end zone after hitting at the 5-yard line, automatic touchback. That time they're on the
20-yard line. 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
Not many seniors this year. They have a nice-looking record, but you wonder if they get killed here today, how much it sets them back. Hauser runs into the line and not much there. Thrown on the line of scrimmage by Bennett.
As you said, we can warm up the bus.
You see 2 guys wearing uniform tops and then shorts and blue jeans on the other side of the field. Murray to pass. Right side of the timing pattern, overthrew it. Trying to hit Pat Miller, who was pretty well covered by Chris Dingman. Murray fakes the handoff. Left side drops by a Daly, and then it's 4th down. He probably wouldn't have got a first on it. Anyway. Finished off my voice.
That was it. I think you're done for the day. Bring back time roll.
Well, there's Collins again awaiting the Adalian punt. Low snap, big rush, gets it away. And a good one. Collins at the 40.
There's going to be a return.
Left side, evades the man, gets a good block downfield. 50, 40, 30, and away he goes! 60 yards, touchdown, Fonda-Fultonville, Kyle Collins.
And the funny part about it, There's one block on the play. He just totally outran the coverage. One block. So you're down the left sideline.
No one with 3 receptions, 1 62-yard run, 1 64-yard interception return. Now 2 punt return touchdowns of 60 yards or better. Hayes adds the extra point. With the score 21-0, Fonda-Fultonville. You're listening to high school football on WEN.
Every game-breaking call. Every clutch field goal with no 95-3060. That's 395-3060. When it comes to your favorite sport, we've got you covered. The Gazette, for what's important to you.
The Braves kickoff. Pat Miller returns to the 26 and is thrown unceremoniously to the turf.
Braves are wearing.
They are intriguing.
They are. I don't believe they'll be wearing those in November.
Well, if they think it's luck, they just might.
They might.
And, you know, it's not that cold on the field in the Carrier Dome.
No, that's true.
So if they can get there, they can wear those things inside.
Well, we got a few local teams this year with a chance to go to the Carrier Dome.
There is a school of thought that in Class D, the best I've ever been, Beach Stadium in Kingston.
It's gorgeous. They just spent $650,000 and put new AstroTurf in. And it's a beautiful setup.
Murray drops the snap. Braves think they recovered it.
I think the Braves may have recovered it. There's the ball, and the Braves have it.
They did. Josh Wittermeyer rooted it out of there.
Josh Wittermeyer on the recovery.
There's another formula for getting blown out. First down at the 25. Mancini takes the flea flicker pitch. Throws deep down the right sideline, underthrew it, and it's knocked down. Could have been intercepted. Wiltie had his man beat. Mancini taking it up on the pass, and Jamie Fish was there to knock it away. Flea flicker. That's the flick. All right, 2 receivers left. Backs are split. Tight end is left. In motion to the right is Dingman. Mancini looking his way, throws short to Wyeth underneath, breaks the tackle and spilled at the 15-yard line.
Very close to a first down. They're going to look at it.
The measurement comes up about a half a yard short, so it'll be 3rd and inches. So a 9-yard pass play there. In those official statistics, except when I keep them, then they're extremely unofficial. 21-0 Braves, a minute 45 to play first quarter, in front of a near full house here at John.
Still have home games in the first 2 rounds of playoffs, so
Almost certainly they will.
the second round game will be a tough game.
Fumble the snap. And
I believe boys will recover that.
Get it, looks like. Nope,
No,
Braves recovered.
Yes, he did.
No, the Blackbird
still has the ball.
Okay.
First down.
The reason they had trouble with that is that the Blackbird spirit is already stopped out of it. None of their players were jumping up around and signaling our ball like you would normally see on a fumble. Toss to Hauser, trying to sweep left. Cuts down and is taken down by Aaron Kimball and others. They have made 2 or 3 on the play. Crazy on the field.
They usually do. They usually come out with some kind of a pass play or something to open it up, but I think Voorheesville might be content just to pick up some time.
Hauser on the toss. Flag down. He's down for a loss, and the clock stops at 50
Where that came from, I'd say it's a hold.
It is. I'll let you call the penalties today.
And that's a 10-yard penalty.
Hey, by the way, since when did roughing the kicker, has that always been an automatic first down?
No.
Yeah, because in the game we did last week on a 4th and 22, it was ruled an automatic first down.
Yeah, it is now.
Okay, that has changed this
I
year.
think that was a change about 2 years ago. They've been lobbying to have running into the kicker, which would not be a first down, and then roughing the kicker, which would be a first down. But
well, don't you guys have enough things to decide out there? I mean, I know they made that change with the face mask.
with the face mask this year, now it's a 5 or a 15, and I think they just change the rules every year just to see if you're alert. The referee is Mike here at John Bossart's field, and he was in section 2.
And he winds the clock after setting the ball. Blackbirds with 1 receiver each side, backs in the eye. Braves showing blitz. Murray one-step drop, swing pass is dropped, maybe a lateral. The Braves
Could be a
fall on it.
lateral. If he calls out a lateral, it's going to be the other way, or it might be incomplete. No, so
First down Braves.
Yep, they called it a lateral.
Very alert was Chris Will. Truly almost never missed these opportunities. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Wishbone set, and one receiver left. The give, Mancini fakes it. They'll try to run the option. Late pitch, wide open. Walk-in, touchdown Braves. With 23 seconds left in the first quarter, 27-0 on the 4-yard run by Dingman.
Great piece of ball handling by Mike Mancini, and Dingman ran the option to perfection. This way, if it just keeps up, it'll be 112-0.
My goodness. So, Georgia,
I think we'll slow it down somewhat from there.
Georgia Tech once won a game 220 to work on this play where if the ball is pitched off of the snapback.
They have that play in, but I'm not sure they may do that now.
That's a game they usually do. They'll kick it, and Hayes makes it. So the official was right to put up that 28 point. And with 23 seconds left in the first quarter, you're listening to high school. A typical Fonda-Fultonville offensive effort as Ryan Hayes kicks deep. Pat Miller at the 10, running left, now cuts to the middle, dragged down to 25. The Braves have run 18 offensive plays in this first quarter and have 4 touchdowns.
Second half, that the officials might wind the clock on a change of possession, which would cut it short somewhat.
We saw that last week at Knox Field. High formation for the Blackbirds. Ryan McCartney, the fullback, takes the plunge handoff, doesn't get very much. And Aaron Kimball slams them down.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter.
Mercifully.
What are global information systems and global positioning systems, and what is their relationship to remote sensing? If you don't...
A tough day for the Blackbirds, and I think they knew they were in for a battle, but I think this is a little more than they thought.
On the first play of the second quarter, 2nd and 9 for the Blackbirds at their own 26. Mark Murray back to pass, looks right side, and almost caught by Adalian. He would have had some room to roll because Adalian goes to the left side. Jamie Fish to the right, backs in the eye. McCartney, the fullback. Hauser, the tailback. Murray sets the line, blitz is on, they pick it up, Murray throws over the head of Fish, and it's 4th down.
Again, Fish was wide open, but he's surprised maybe they kicked the ball away from him this time.
He has 5 touchdowns this year now of 60 yards or more in 4 different methods. Big rush, but Adalian gets it away. And another good one, and Collins at the 36. It's a good block to get around the first man. Tight ropes the sideline, then taken out midfield.
Flag come in, they're going to call a flip a little bit. Because it looks like the Braves can score at will.
And Kyle Collins is out there at wide left receiver, so he's okay and didn't even miss a play. Dingman in motion left to right, 2 receivers left. Mancini draw play to Pooler, hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and then gets into Blackbird's territory at the 48.
Yeah, I don't think he could have played a play, Alex. I think that with the injury, he had to sit for a play anyway, even though it was a long time out.
2nd down, Mancini rolls left to throw. Deep down left sideline for Jeff Wiltie, and it's intercepted beautifully by Pat Miller. 25-30, 40, as a convoy, 50, and down at the 45 of Fonda-Fultonville. Nice over the shoulders down at the Braves 46. Murray gives to Hauser, running right and down after 1 or 2. You realize that since the 4th possession of the game, no one is... Now, we keep track of our drive starts on our chart. There's about 15 spots, and we've already used them up, and that's not unusual in a first half here at John Bossack Field. 2nd and 7, Murray back to pass, and drilled, ball comes loose, as Roysville recovers at their own 49.
His arm is not going forward. It was a fumble. Throwing's up 3rd and about
9:45 to play, first half, 28-0 Fonda-Fultonville. The receiver left the wingman right, and they'll give it to him on the inside counter. He runs left, 45, good yardage, 40, drilling people, he gets a first down. for the Blackbirds, Brendan Schlappy.
Good counterplay. And
Schlappy. First down, Blackbirds. That's the Braves 32. Be able to use nicknames for both teams again for last week. Murray with a flag down. Right side. The receiver didn't turn quickly enough, and the ball knocked down.
And where that came from, I would say that it's a procedure penalty against the Blackbirds. Probably 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Ken Zeiss just came over to knock the pass down, which was supposed to be caught by Colin Adaly.
Second and 10 for the Blackbirds.
Well, they aren't. Now they're talking to Aaron Kimball, one of the co-captains.
They may refuse this penalty.
How do you see that stuff all the way up here?
Well, no whistle, so it had to be 6 men on the line.
Now, this happened here last year and brought Auburn Perth people, remember this. That play cost Voorheesville 2 downs. Now they're corrected. They didn't correct it in that big game.
That's right.
And it cost Auburn Perth, and they never forgot it.
That brought up a lot of controversy.
All right, so it's 2nd and 10. They got this one down. Murray wants to throw. Scrambling to the right, being chased, and a huge walk. Jason Kruger. Kruger's on the field day today.
He's been in the Blackbird backfield most of the afternoon.
Well, it's 3rd down. They have to get to close, Virginia to make this first. High formation on receiver each side. Murray has trouble with the snap. Now a quick over the middle pass. Misses his man incomplete. Intended for Peter Thorne, the tight end. There again, where he doesn't have a number. It's his uniform. He's sitting on the bench, chatting with a couple of his buddies. Jeremy Kreisel, one of them. He's in Civvies. High short punt by Adalian. Hits it to 20, bounces favorably for Voorheesville to the 10, to the 5, and down at the 4-yard line. Alan Adalian with a 41-yard coffin corner kick. Turned out to be 8-0 Fonda-Fultonville. Ash Whittermeyer lining up at right tackle for the Braves. Jeff Wilkie, the wide receiver, right. In a wishbone formation. 3 backs behind Mancini. To give, off right tackle, Pooler. Then the line falls forward for 2 or 3.
He's off for 2 or 3 yards, gives him a little more room.
Rumbled and bumbled for the division title. We'll have their game with Baltimore later.
Yeah, they had a hard job the last couple of weeks, so they're going to have to strap it up for the World Series.
They didn't even get there. Dingman, the ball carrier, and close to 10, then thrown back by half the Voorheesville defense.
Hands to Dingman and brings it off to the 10-yard line.
Nick Bennett, the right guard for the Braves. Aaron Kimball, huge presence at left guard. And Whittermeyer goes over to the left tackle in this play. Mancini back to pass. Over the middle, Wilkie open, flag down. Wilkie evades some men, gets to the 26.
What is it? That could be anything. It could be an eligible receiver downfield. Possibly.
Mancini or Wilkie not happy. It's got to be. He just reacted.
It wasn't fixing. He may wave it off if it's not. He may have a wrong number. It looks like to me they're going to wave off the penalty.
Here's the announcement.
It's the second time that's happened today. They picked the flag up.
First down for the Braves at the 26 on a 16-yard reception by Jeff Wilkie. On the handoff, Pooler cuts back, breaks through 35 and 39-yard line. First down Braves.
Now the one good thing,
40, so we'll give Pooler 14 yards. Call it the 41st down. One receiver each side. Take the handoff. Flags are down. Mancini looking short to Pooler. Bulldogs to the ground. Tackle by the yard line by Pat Miller. Now we'll check the flag. Mancini throwing his arms out to the official. We're going to procedure on the Braves. Alex Mancini chatting with the substitute receiver, Steve Hansen, who's in there. As Collins is out. He's put his uniform top back on, but not his shoulder pad. And he's chatting animatedly on the bench with Jeremy Kreisel. Penalty brings it back to the 35-yard line, first down. 5:45 to play secondary to put lights in. Down in Stillmont.
That's a long trip.
Yeah, I know it. It's about 2 hours. I remember when they came here a few years ago. Mancini fakes the handoff, rolling right, short pitch to Fuller. He's down at the 40. Fans want a face mask as Pat Miller
wants a face mask, but I don't think the penalty is grasping the face mask. It's not touching it.
Or putting your fingers in the guy. Mancini has been successful now on 5 of his last 7 attempts after missing his first 3. Triple receivers right, 1 left. Mancini on the draw play, and bursting through is Newkirk to midfield, close to the first down. And they'll give him the first down at the 50-yard line.
Large anyway, with Miller out of there, that's also a big gap.
They've had 2 drives deep into Blackbird territory that were stopped, and they still have 28 points on the board. Dingman dragging people close to 45, low enough and use toughness there. Wiltie wide left, or Hansen wide left. Wiltie to the right, backs in the eye, tight end is right. Take the draw, Mancini looking, floats it out there to Newkirk, who drops the ball.
He got the ball, but he wasn't going to gain much.
36 at Voorheesville, 40. The other lineman I haven't identified for the Braves yet is Keith Bantam at right tackle. You'll see in the shotgun, deep drop. Over the middle, almost picked off. Nobody's there for the
It was
Braves.
supposed to be a screen pass.
Staying last week before he became Cangieri here. So he wants to give his offense every chance to really get clicking here. 4th and 6, Mancini back to pass. Has time. Left side and way off. And
Not a good
ball
pass.
goes
Not a
out.
good throw. Voorheesville takes over.
Touchdown. Blackbirds get at their own 45, first down. The ball back about half a yard after they change the possession. Mark Murray, the junior quarterback, he wants to throw.
Open.
He hits the man in the left flat of Dalian. He gets to the Braves 40 before they bring him down. Murray stood in there against the Russians.
So the defense is hanging all over you.
On 1st and 10, wingman right, wide receiver right, I formation. Murray wants to throw. It's away from Kruger, fires, almost intercepted by Crewell. Kruger had 2 guys blocked, and he still almost got it.
I think they're going to have to do that. They're going to do anything. They aren't going to move the ball on the ground.
Jason Kruger is putting out his best Tim Beckett impression. Murray short drop. Here comes Kruger again. Throws. It'll be almost intercepted. Robert Smith. Bo Smith, they call him here.
They're going to substitute freely all day, I'm sure of that.
1 receiver each side, backs in the eye. The starting defense was out for a couple plays, now it's back in. Swing pass to Pat Miller, who doesn't get anywhere. Chris Dingman read that well, tackle him at the line of scrimmage, 4th down.
Miller thought that was
Kick it away. Jeff Wiltie is the 1-man back for the Braves. They haven't tried as a real hard rush on the punter. He gets a short wobbler heading towards the sideline and bounds out.
About the 20-yard line.
At the 20. Mancini in the shotgun.
The high school internet network.
2 backs that he stands between, and 1 receiver each side, and a slot man right. And Jeff Wiltie anticipated and ran across the line of scrimmage. When you're a wide receiver and you do that, it's just a little too obvious.
Yeah, that is it. He was well into the Voorheesville backfield.
Well, it goes back to the 13.
It's possible out there that he didn't hear the count also.
16, 17-year-old kids are he's anxious. Maybe the play was for him. All right, same setup. And Mancini several yards behind the line, takes Doherty snap on the draw play. Fuller running left, breaks a couple of hits. 20, 25, and tough to bring down. Finally at the 25. Pat Miller and Bill 2nd and 4, make it 11 yards. Mancini back to pass on 2nd down. Now scrambling, now pop-up pass to Jeff Wiltie, who drops after he catches the rule really good. The rule an incomplete pass.
A lot of times when a team gets a lot of points early on, they kind of flatten out.
Same shotgun setup with 2 receivers right, 1 left. Mancini takes the snap. Right side, Wiltie makes the catch at the 30. Backs off to avoid a tackle. And that player stayed with it and drove to the ground. Brendan Schlapp. First down. They're lined up, clock is started, and they're ready to snap, and they do. Mancini looking. Deep down the left sideline, knocked away. Intended for Hanley, and knocked down by Adelia. The game already decided why take the risk. Staying in the same formation, one receiver left, two right. Mancini behind 5 yards behind the line. Takes a snap, blitzes on. He gets rid of it just in time for Fuller. Gets away from one, gets away from another, and down to 38. A couple of yards short of a first down. Great scramble. 7 yards, third down, and 2.5. Mancini back. Looking right, fake. Steps away from the rush, running. That's the first down at the 40. Squirts through 2 minutes, 45, and just barely brought down at the 48 by Adelia, who may have been the last chance. Scramble for Michael Mancini, who can do things like that. 51 seconds to play, second quarter. Mancini back to pass, rushes on. Over the right side, over the head of Lyons. Incomplete. Now,
over $300.
Second down at the Braves 48. 44 seconds to play and a half. Braves lead 28-0. At the ball, Mancini on the draw play to Dingman. Sprinting into the secondary, and down at the Blackbirds 43, a yard short. And the Braves call time. They scored 28-0 Fonda-Fultonville. However, for Voorheesville, it's their best period, 36-12. They've outscored their ball. So maybe
they haven't scored, but they're playing well this period.
Yeah, there's no coincidence they're doing better in this quarter. Fuller on the run, up the middle, dragging tacklers at the first down at the 36. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Fuller making 8 yards.
29 seconds left to play and a half.
Could be the 10th play of this possession. Braves already lined up with 29 seconds. As soon as the clock is started, they'll snap the ball. And they do. Mancini back. Over the middle, Lyons wide open. Breaks the tackle to the 20, 15, and dragged down at the 12. Timeout Fonda-Fultonville.
He scrambled when he's had to, and he's hit the open receivers. Now they're first down on the 11-yard line with 19 seconds to go.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Mancini under center, rolling right. Looking over the middle and over the head of everybody. Lyons was open in the back of the end zone, but the pass was high because Mancini was running while touchdown. Ryan Hayes to kick a field goal. Now they send the trips to the left. One back is Pooler and Hanson wide right, no tight end. Mancini wants Hanson to come closer. He doesn't see him, so he'll take the snap. He'll pitch to Pooler.
He might score.
10, 5 to the corner, over the pylon. Touchdown, Fonda-Fultonville. Eric Pooler with 5 seconds left in the half.
Another good call, an option play by Mancini. Pooler.
Before the Braves could line for the extra point, they made an illegal substitution, so a flag is thrown and they'll be penalized. For Eric Pooler, who I was giving praise to earlier in the season, and deservedly so, his 4th touchdown of the season, first today. The Braves have now outscored their opponents 204 to 30, and all 30 were scored by one team, Waterville. This kick will be from the 15-yard line, and Hayes says no problem.
That didn't even bother him. That would have been good from 40 yards out. That could be a key factor late in the season. Some of these playoff games are going to be, and there was never a doubt about them.
This kickoff should be the last play of the first half unless it goes out of bounds. And Hayes will execute it. High Indy. At the 7-yard line, Pat Miller. Up the middle. Has room. 40. Gets past another 50 down the right side, and they drag him out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Great return, but to no avail at halftime.
And that kickoff return ran the half out with a score at halftime. Fonda-Fultonville 35. And
Prepare young people for careers with a bright future. Choose a career in the automotive industry, computer applications, or construction. Select from courses in equine science, cosmetology.
Voorheesville is one of them, and it doesn't look like that's changing. Teams are out there now at the
They may have only played Cambridge, once, twice, maybe way back when?
5 times. They play a couple playoff games against it. I think Cambridge was the one school that they had lost to without winning even more than Waterville. So, hey, they got rid of Waterville. So maybe this is the year they get rid of Cambridge, too, when they have even less of those things on their record.
Waterville would be tough if they play them again, as you know.
Oh, yeah. That must have been one of the most insane. Amsterdam's parents didn't produce a bunch of good football players.
Yeah.
It's the one place where it never stops. All right, Adalian will kick off for Voorheesville in their black pants, white jerseys, purple helmets, and purple numbers. Interesting color combination. The kick spins into the arms of Chris Dingman, who drops into the 8-19, picks it up close to the left sideline, evades one, and is walloped by 2 or 3 others at the 27. I got to say this.
26 yards line, 484-959 is the yellow ticket.
Now, Kansas-Harry does have stylish uniforms, so we'll give them that. First down, Braves at the own 27. Mike Mancini back to pass on first down. Over the middle for Wyatt and over his head, incomplete. Braves usually keep the starting team out relatively deep into the second half, usually the third quarter. Get them more reps. Pooler on the handoff, and he takes people with him to the 33.
33 for the Braves.
Pooler's having one of his, the media isn't giving him too much credit this year, even though he's having good running games, so I'll take it up for him. High formation, 2 receivers left, 3rd and 4. Of course, I'm a member of the media. Why am I criticizing myself? Mancini runs the option. Keeps it himself and is dragged down for a loss. Well defended by Voorheesville.
That time, Voorheesville did a good job at defending the pitch man.
He was a big gainer. So Dingman in punt formation. First time the Braves have been to do this today.
Very conservative series by the Braves.
It's a high spinner. Schlappy at the 39. Breaks a tackle and then trips his ball. Keith Banta was a tackle he broke, but he didn't totally break it, and he fell down.
13 starting at 12 o'clock.
1 receiver each side, backs in the eye. Mark Murray, the junior quarterback. Quick count. Tim Hauser, the ball carrier. Tackled at the line of scrimmage by Rob Crewell. The back-to-back 100-yard game. So far today, 7 yards on 8 attempts. Same setup. On the stunning at the line, sending 8 men after Murray. And he is swallowed up by maroon jerseys at the 27. Another sack for the Braves.
And number 58.
And that puts the Voorheesville rushing attack deep into the minus column. The toss to Hauser. Sweeping right. Tripped up right behind by Eric Fuller. Or Jeff Wiltie, excuse me, got in there with a fingertip. All right. Chris Wiltie is going to try a turn as the punt returner. Third one they've used today. Kyle Collins out of the game with an injury, but not a severe one, we don't believe. He's sitting on the bench. He already has 2 long touchdowns game. His work is well done. Adalian with a high punt. Wiltie gets a great roll. 25, out of bounds at the 24.
That's about the 3rd time he's done that. He gets up
at the 23. 3 receivers right, 1 left. The 3 receivers in a triangle. The give up the middle of the creek. Newcomb breaks 1 tackle. And to the 30-yard line. 7 yards. Good night, Tom and I will be back together for that one from Muskie Field. Now 2 backs, 2 tight ends, and 1 receiver right. CD sets the line. Turns and gives to Newkirk. Off left tackle and off to the races. 40, 45, and spun down in midfield. First down.
1-yard gain, first down, Fonda-Fultonville.
They've got a clock to 6:42 in the 3rd quarter and running. Fonda-Fultonville 35, Voorheesville nothing. Again, trips to the left, 1 receiver right. Mancini runs the option right. Pitches to Fuller. Nice catch. And dragged down for 2 yards. The pitch was behind them, slowed up the play a little bit. Result next week because they got off to this nice start, then they come in here and get walloped. What's it do to them mentally? And they lost a player to injury. Jeremy Miller was taken off the field by ambulance. They can do a lot of things. Mancini wants to throw a quick one. Swings to the left side, and Jeff Wilkie can't hold on.
He wasn't going far anyway.
All right, 3rd and 8. Voorheesville people are hoping Amsterdam has their bad game 5 weeks from now in the Class A Super Bowl. Split backs, 1 receiver left, a toss to Pooler, running left. Same player in front, throwing a big block. 40, 35, look out, 30, cuts inside and spun down at the 21-yard line. 26 yards the first down, Eric Pooler.
EchoClosing.com or
something like that.
That's a new website for all the schools in the nation.
Yeah, but they have their own website, too. And now,
most schools do now.
The conference on the field, the officials. There's a ball at the 21-yard line of Voorheesville. 5.5 minutes to play in the... He's checking out
The 70.
Tom Coco, sophomore. Mancini shotgun snap. Deep drop. Over the middle for Wiltie in the end zone. No good. Well covered, Jamie Fish.
Could have possibly been called interference, but it was...
And the Braves come out. 2nd and 10. Ken Zeiss comes in the game and winds up wide to the left. Backs are split, a receiver right. Mancini long count to give. Off tackle left, Chris Dingman. And he steamrolls into a man and goes down at the 16. Colin Adaly, Mancini really would prefer to play, but he loves to throw those gadget plays in. Just messes up the other team's psyche, gets some touchdowns, and their kids love it. He'd prefer to grind it out just like most coaches do. And they do it well most of the time. Pooler, big hole up the middle, close to a first down. Brought down about the 11-yard line, which is where he needed to get.
I think you're right. I think the gadget plays at this stage of the game.
And when Rick Duheisel was coaching Colorado, he ran a trick play late in a Cotton Bowl route against Oregon, and they still haven't forgiven him for it. 4th and 1, quarterback sneak, Mancini, easy first down over Doherty. And he has a first and goal. It'll be the 10th play of this possession.
They connect at a first down. They're at the 9-yard line.
They get to 12. Toss. Dingman sweeping right. Blocker to the corner. To the corner. Touchdown. Chris Dingman is third of the game from 9 yards out with 3:29 to play third quarter. It's 41-0 Braves.
If anybody said that the Braves didn't have a running game, they found out today they've had enough.
It never happens. 16, 17 years ago, the parents didn't produce good football players. They're always good here. Ryan Hayes for the extra point. And he's 6 for 6.
20 for 20.
With the score, 42-0 Braves. 3:29 left third quarter. Fonda-Fultonville on its way not just to 5-0, but perhaps its 4th shutout of the season. Ryan Hayes booms it. Spinning to the arms of Pat Miller at the 13. Down the right side, 30. Buffs through 40. And cuts inside, breaks another tackle. A nice run back by Miller to the 48-yard line. It's the second one of those he's had in this game.
If the Braves are showing,
they have a heck of a time trying to convince them that the next two opponents are too hard. Conic Hills and Bishop Gibbons. Even their first-round playoff game here might not be a tough one.
They're going to play the 8th seed, which could be anybody.
To the 50-yard line on the toss is Tim Hauser, new quarterback in the game for division, and the top 4 teams in the Northern Adirondack League make it, and the Braves would open with the 4th-place team in the NAL, which probably wouldn't be all that tough.
No.
Back to pass, Catelier. He's with all his might down the right side, and it's almost caught by Miller as he was fighting for that ball with Mark Joe Sapienza. Changing quarterbacks, probably mercifully for Mark Murray, who was just taking a beating out there. Catelier, quick count, and a slant pass left side, no good. Trying to hit Jamie Fish. We'll hopefully have something on Johnstown South High, Kansas Harry Waterville, and that Hudson Falls Boston Spa game that Gloversville fans are interested in. A Dalian punt, and another good one. Chris Wiltie at the 15. He'll try to circle right. On the chase. 25, spins off his, fumbles the football. Voorheesville on at the 28. Wiltie trying to make an extra move, and you can't blame him. He wanted to break a big one. And he lost the... Okay, one receiver each side, I formation. That's what we've been using all game. Tight end is right. The give to Hauser, stacked up at the line and loses a yard. It's been happening to him all game. This guy is a star running back. They're still in the minus. Minus 9.
They've only had that one gain of over 3 yards. The rest of them have been...
Catelier back to pass. Right side for Miller. Makes the catch and dragged out at the 20 by Chris Wilson. 9 yards on the reception for Miller. 33 game. Meaningful games, as do 7 other Major League Baseball clubs, start Tuesday. Catelier back to pass. That's time. Left side. Intercepted. Rob Crewell is second of the game. And he's dragged down at the 15-yard line.
You've always been able to count on the ambulance service of Fulton County. The ambulance service provides the best emergency medical treatment and keeps current with the latest technology.
So it's Braves Football, www.bravesfootball.homepad.com. I'll repeat that for you. Luke Benicio takes over at quarterback. He tosses to Chris Wiltie, sweeping right, and he is blasted out of bounds by Peter Dorn.
Probably mixing a pass here and there, but for the most part, they'll be running the ball. And they also have a new quarterback in, Alex.
Benicio played quite a bit in the Chatham game. He gives to Wiltie, breaks a tackle, cuts back, and gets to the 24, just short of the first down. Brendan Schlappe will catch every Sunday at 11:30. The longest running radio program in United States history. Been on since 1929.
Is that right?
Yes. Benicio on the quarterback keeper and bowls his way forward for a first down, I believe. Going to run the clock a little more. I heard him earlier on the Talk of the Town show talking about what the jump you were going to give the ratings today. Bo Smith on a run to the left, and he cuts it back and gets to the 34.
I hate to admit it, but Tom is extremely knowledgeable,
and he freely admits it. 2nd and 4. Split backs, one receiver right. Bo Smith, the ball carrier, hit at the line and down.
It's going to be about 3rd and maybe 3.5. Alex Mancini and the Fonda-Fultonville Braves for not embarrassing him and rolling the score up unmercifully.
Big Kyle Dwyer at right tackle for Fonda-Fultonville. Benicio back to pass. Deep down the right sideline. Off the hands of Steve Hansen, incomplete. He had his man beat. Well, that's why we're here.
That's right.
All right, Braves will punt. Chris Singman will do that.
I don't know who Voorheesville has left in the schedule, but
I don't think they played Waterville Elite yet.
They got a hard job there, obviously.
Good one by Dingman. Adalian at the 35 drops it, and it bounces right back into his hands. And he's walloped by Kyle Dwyer at the 39. At the 40-yard line, first down Blackburn. 8:45 left in the game. 42-0 Braves. Up the middle, nothing. Underwood, and he is dragged out. Flags are down. Matt Underwood, a sophomore, with his first carry.
The way through that, I'd say it'll probably be a face mask.
Matt Underwood.
And those are the types of flags that were thrown. You can tell sometimes. We were talking about that last night.
5-yard penalty. Incidental face mask.
How do you know? I mean, that's one of the things they put on you guys.
No,
Well, they call it a 15-yard.
They say if you don't see a jerk of the face mask penalty.
That one must have been real bad because it was a 17-yard mark-off to the Braves 43, first down. One wingman right, one receiver right. Catelier looking that way, deep down the right sideline for Miller, and it lands in his feet, no good. He had a step or two on Steve Hansen, but the ball underthrown.
I'm sure Coach Mancini doesn't either, so. As you say, it's discretionary on the part of the referee.
Catelier on the delayed handoff to Schlappe, who loses a yard. He could have lost more, but he broke a couple of tackles in the backfield. At the 45-yard line. High formation, one receiver each side, and a wingman right, no tight end. Catelier takes the draw. Sets, pumps, throws, caught.
Nice throw.
Miller coming back to the ball, and that's a first down at the 33. Miller's had a 19. To 7:15 in the fourth quarter, 42-0 Braves. Schlappe now lines up at the tight end right, one receiver each side, backs in the eye. Hauser breaks through, 25, 20, and a first down at the 18. Tim Hauser finally showing what he can do.
I believe that takes him out of the
Dwyer at defensive end. Steve Kamika, sophomore, at defensive tackle. And Seth Fisher at defensive tackle. Hauser cuts back to the middle and dragged down from behind by Dwyer and Mike Doherty at the 14. 2nd and 6 for the Blackbirds at the Fonda-14. Catelier sets the line, gives to Hauser, takes it back to the middle, breaks the tackle, gets to the 3. 1st and goal, Blackbirds.
Hauser looks good in this drive.
And they'll put the first teamers in here. Braves aren't doing it.
I don't think they're doing that. I guess it's so much pride if you have shutouts all season long, but that's not the case here. There's a penalty.
The ball was between the 3 and the 2, 1st and goal. Flag was thrown at the snap, and the play wasn't run.
That could be an encroachment.
It is. So now it'll be at about the 1 1/4 yard line, if there is such a thing. Put it pretty well right on the 1. This may be the first time that anybody not named Cannoneers has scored on Fonda-Fultonville all year. One receiver almost out of bounds, right. Back in the eye. Toss. Schlappy cuts it in and scores. Touchdown, Voorheesville. Brendan Schlappy with 5:12 left in the game makes it 42-6. Good serve on extra points this year. He's 9 for 11.
Oh, he's a good kicker. And
as almost all of them are, he's from the side, soccer style. And he flips it up there and good. With the score, Braves 42, Blackbirds 7. We'll be right back.
Construction. Select from courses in equine science, cosmetology, and health occupations. Part-time and full-time recruiting system in tip-top shape. Ed's True Value Hardware, Johnstown, where help is just around the corner.
42-7 Fonda-Fultonville. Colin Adalian kicks off for Voorheesville. They just scored their first points of the game. Eric Pooler sweeping left on the return. And breaks a tackle on the loose. And spun down to 37. He missed breaking that by much.
He almost broke that one. Heading west.
A couple weeks from now, we'll have the Gloversville-Johnstown game on WENT. That's always important. Chris Wiltie in motion on this play. Luke Benicio, the quarterback. A fumble on the handoff. Braves get it back at the 35.
Most of the spots seems to score a lot of points, but they also give up a lot of points.
Nick Bennett and Keith Banta are in the backfield. Bennett gets the handoff. And he gets a couple of yards.
Close to delay a game, but obviously the referee isn't going to call it.
Now both Smith and Banta are the backs behind Menicio. One receiver each side. Menicio wants to throw. Scrambling. Gets away from a man. Sets, fires over the middle. And it's 1-on-4 and knocked down. Matt Miller tipped it away. 2:59 left. Brendan Schlappy, the one-man back. Dingman, the kick. High snap, he fields. The punt is away, and a good one. Turns over, and Schlappy at the 29. Gets past the first man. Several others there. Goes down at the 40.
Both teams have played all of their players today.
That's never a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing.
On the counter handoff, Schlappy breaks tackle in the backfield, down the right side, midfield, still on his feet, 45-40, sprinting down the right and gets past the 30 and tackled at the 27. Well, he scored the touchdown. Make it 4 for 53 because he scored the touchdown. That's right. I forgot to record that. The 1-yard run, it affected his average badly, as it turns out. Back to pass, right side for Miller, and intercepted and dropped.
Almost picked off.
Steve Hansen had a shot. Receiver right, wingman right is Schlappy, back to the eye. 4 men at the line for the Braves. Toss to Hauser, sweeping the right end. And brought down from behind at the 23. One of their duties was to take down the FFCS Expect Victory sign, which is hung above us here. Catelier back to pass. Looking right corner. Underthrows it. Jump ball. Caught by Miller. Touchdown, Voorheesville. Pat Miller won the jump ball with 1:25 left. Whistles before the snap.
There'll be a conference where
This is why
they jumped in the neutral zone first,
or why they moved. When we do a game of real importance late in the year, we never make anything out of the team's fourth quarter scoring statistics.
No, you can't do that.
A real good team is often outscored in fourth quarters.
Braves are outscored 14-0 here.
Yeah, and it's 24-22 on the season, but that means nothing because they have the subs in. The other team might keep their starters in. Adalian lines kick through and good. 42-14 Fonda-Fultonville. We'll be right back.
Times running, hundreds and hundreds of anytime minutes, and unlimited night and weekend airtime is all yours.
Kids who scored them, it's not meaningless.
Oh, it's very important to them, and it's very important that they didn't get blown out of the park here. And 42-14 is a loss, but it could have been a lot worse, obviously.
Kickoff down the left side, dropped by Dayton. He picks it up, and now he's going to circle all the way around, if he can, to the right side, get behind his wall, and he can't do it. Pat Miller again throws him to the ground at the 12. There's a kid who's played hard from is Mark Tomek. He'll line up at wide receiver. Minicio, the quarterback. Back to throw. Now scrambling, runs to the right, heaves it down the right sideline. Hanson makes the catch at the 32. That gives some ground, and it's brought down. But as a first, 20th first down for the Braves, and you have to snap it one more time.
Barring an incomplete pass, that will be the game. I believe they're going down on a knee.
Yeah, they're going to do that. They're lined
that
up.
Will be the ball game.
Danger formation where there's a guy way behind, and Minicio goes to the knee and ends the game. Final score is Fonda-Fultonville 42, Braves 42, and Voorheesville.
For 10 projects involving millions of dollars, NBT East Regional Commercial Loan Manager Ed Tomek talks about our area's growth. Success breeds success.
The Fonda Reformed Church tonight from 3:30 to 6:30. Barbecue by Jonathan's Catering. Got a complete chicken dinner for $6.50. Includes half chicken, bacon, potato.